feel the hotness. So, you want to know about the Spanish language?
Cultural diffusion is the spread of cultural ideas from the core of origin or where the idea originated. So let's take a look at where the Spanish language came from.
If you're wanting to know more about the Spanish language, here are some fun facts about it. Spanish is the fourth most spoken language after Mandarin Chinese, Hindi, and English as of 2009. Spanish is the U.S. second most spoken language. Spanish is the official language of 22 other countries.
When the Spanish explorers left Spain, they spread to the New World of Southern, Central, South, and North America.
The Spanish language, along with many other languages, originated from Latin. During the time of the Romans, when they came to the Iberian Peninsula, which is a peninsula in modern-day Spain and Portugal,
As missionaries traveled to the New World, they brought over Latin and used it as a form of conversation, and they used the Spanish language to spread the native language to the country.
during the 1st century BC, the Roman Republic spoke Classical Latin. Later, their language would evolve into another form of Latin called Vulgar Latin, which coexisted with Classical Latin. Classical Latin was spoken mostly by the upper class, while the commoners mostly spoke Vulgar Latin. When the Roman Empire fell, Vulgar Latin started taking on many different forms depending on which region you were from.
In 1846 through 1848, the Mexican War caused U.S. to annex the southwestern states. The people who remained in the United States who remained speaking Spanish. In 1898, after the Spanish-American War, the U.S. got control over Cuba, Guam, the Philippines, and Puerto Rico. So Spanish speakers moved to North America that were from those countries.
There are 10 different types of Spanish dialects. There is the Castilian, the Andalusian, Murcian, distinct language groups, Canarian, Llanito, American Spanish, Equatorial Guinean Spanish, and Coda. Castilian Spanish is the official spoken language spoken mainly in northern and central Spain. The Canarian Spanish dialect is heavily similar to the Caribbean Spanish dialect. Equatorial Guinean Spanish is the only official Spanish language spoken in Africa. It has incorporated some vocabulary and pronunciation patterns from both native Guineans and immigrant Germans of Cameroon. That's it.
The first areas where they took their Spanish abroad was to the neighboring areas of the west and north coast of Africa, and areas the country liberating themselves was the Cuban-American War. Liberating themselves was the Cuban-American War. I'm switching topics. The first areas where they took their Spanish abroad was to the neighboring areas of the west and north coast of Africa, and also the
Spanish was established as a primary language during the early stages of what is referred to as the Hispanicization. There were many challenges with communication because the local language was very different to Spanish. The Catholic Church steps in to teach students Catholicism in Spanish. As students became adults, the language spread. Catholicism grew, so did the Spanish. Despite the efforts of the Spaniards to impose the language on natives, the sheer dominance in numbers caused the language to blend in with local dialects. Hispanicization is the spread of the Spanish culture.
100% sure tangerine and clementine juice. It is really good and it's healthy for you, has good vitamin C. You know, that cold going around. It's really good.
And there was the western region, which was made up of Spain, Portugal, Gallia, northern Italy, and Rhaetia. It was from the Vulgar Latin that Old Spanish was made, and Old Spanish later evolved into the modern-day Spanish in its many different dialects and different variations.
Many legal and illegal immigrants came in the 20th century for jobs. Also, many Latin American students came to North America to go to college. Some people come to America because their country's political instability, such as Cuba. Then the Spanish culture grew after people started to mix in culture. Schools now make bilingual classes. The U.S. started to accept the Spanish culture.
Okay, so oh my my God, Mr. Jameson is so harsh.
Really can do a commercial. Someone's doing a commercial on a chair. And
That's obnoxious.
wait, do I get shorted? Or when?
Good job, you made it that's farther than Serena did.
This is Noble 100% sure.
To your face. Okay. Spanish was established as a primary language during the early stages.
I'm hot over here. I feel like I'm sweating.
Ethan has started.
As the
This is so bad. Okay. Am I under a heating thing? Because it's really hot.
Yeah, totally.
I have a heating pad like just right there.
I feel.
Caribbean Spanish, Ecuadorian.